Luka Doncic is one of the most promising young players in the NBA today. In this video, we want to have a closer look at the young kid the Spanish Marca once labeled El Nino Maravilla, which translates to the Wonder Boy. Did he deliver what experts were expecting? And did he prove those wrong that were a bit more skeptical? Let's dive right in and hear what analysts had to say about Luka before and after the draft. Number 8. Will CAIN. Current Fox and Friends co-host and sports commentator Will CAIN was convinced right away that Luka would be a future NBA superstar. Although the Slovenian didn't turn out to be the number 1 overall pick like CAIN suggested, he was nonetheless impressed by Doncic's performance in Europe, saying that he spent the last 3 or 4 years since he's 16 playing professional basketball against men. While American analysts often seem to ignore the EuroLeague, CAIN is aware that across the Atlantic, the game is played at a much higher level than NCAA. A couple of months into the 2018-19 season, the former host of the Will CAIN Show is full of praise for the rookie guard. Elaborating on the qualities the Slovenian brings to the game, he notes that Luka feels like he's ahead of where the NBA is going. He's versatile, he's big, he can run an offense. I've never seen the kind of vision he has. LeBron obviously had it as well, but his brain seems to be on a 3-second fast forward move from everybody else. He knows what play to make. CAIN even took it one step further by saying, as a rookie, he's already got the things that we go, wow, James Harden has that. Now that's a massive compliment, don't you think? Number 7. Stephen A. Smith. While Will CAIN was very sure of Doncic being a superstar in the making, sports journalist and ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith was a bit more hesitant, and had a different perspective on whether Luka or DeAndre Ayton should be the number 1 pick in the draft. Though he acknowledged Luka's abilities as being surreal, he didn't buy into the hype by saying that, I don't give a damn about what this kid from Europe looks like. Instead, he was convinced that you have to take DeAndre Jordan with the number 1 overall pick, because of the way he could help a struggling Phoenix Suns team. After Luka received the Rookie of the Year award, Smith seemed a bit lost for words and admitted, when you see the Rookie of the Year, it ain't DeAndre Ayton. It's this kid Luka Doncic. This kid is special. This kid is sensational. He really is. When even a veteran sports journalist like Stephen A. Smith appears to be a bit lost for words about a player, you can be sure to witness great things from the Slovenian in the years to come. Number 6. Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman's co-hosting ESPN's First Take together with Stephen A. Smith. And like his colleague, he wasn't 100% convinced about Doncic before the draft. Unlike Smith, he didn't even consider Luka or DeAndre the best possible picks, and saw Wendell Carter and Jaren Jackson ahead of them, because, quote, I see much more modern kind of star than I do in either Ayton or Doncic, to tell you the truth. But Kellerman also admitted that he didn't see a lot of footage of Luka before the draft. This might be the reason why he was over the moon after seeing how much of an impact Doncic made in his first couple of months with the Mavericks. Kellerman stated that Luka is the best player taken in a draft including Ben Simmons in the last 3 years. He's the best version of what you could have hoped for. He's a franchise player. Number 5. Colin Cowherd. Fox show host Colin Cowherd is known for his sometimes controversial statements, so it might not be much of a surprise that he was also reluctant to praise Luka before the draft. He even took it so far by saying that the young Slovenian is better than Ricky Rubio, but doesn't look special, and doesn't pop athletically. Even long after the draft, Cowherd didn't seem to be overly impressed by Luka's performances. Though he admitted that he is a totally refined 21-year-old player, that he's terrific, and even a great NBA player who is absolutely scoring, if he stays healthy, over 30,000 points, the former ESPN radio host is certain that 2020's number 1 pick, Zion Williamson, is going to have a much bigger overall impact on the game. Comparing the two, Cowherd said that in the future, Luka's a star, but Zion is an icon. This is a bold statement, and we can't wait to see the outcome of this prediction. Number 4. FRASCHILLA. As a former college basketball coach and current NBA commentator on national television, FRASCHILLA certainly knows a thing or two about the game. He's also well aware of the level of basketball played in Europe. To give some perspective on where Luka's coming from, FRASCHILLA described the NBA as the equivalent of the major league in baseball, which means that college basketball would be AA, and the EuroLeague where Luka Doncic is currently playing, AAA. So for him, what Luka's doing at the second highest level of basketball in the world is unprecedented for European players. He even mentioned that no player has ever done what he's doing. Although FRASCHILLA's judgment of the Slovenian before the draft was pretty solid, he still got surprised by the level of playing Doncic delivered in his rookie year. I'm shocked, FRASCHILLA's quoted later on. I thought he would be good. This is generational what he's doing. I mean, we're talking Bird, Magic, LeBron. You don't average 29 and 10 as a 20-year-old. I'm shocked because he's toying with the NBA at 20 years old. Yes, you heard him right. Bird, Magic, and LeBron. According to this statement, how long will it take for Doncic to be listed in the same breath with those giants of the game? Number 3. Skip Bayless. Like Colin Cowherd, Fox Sports show host Skip Bayless wasn't impressed by Luka's slightly chubby appearance in the beginning, and therefore questioned his athletic abilities. Comparing Doncic with Mavs legend Dirk Nowitzki, Bayless was certain that Luka will get exposed for all the inadequacies that Dirk struggled with. And he didn't believe the Slovenian is going to be a dominating NBA player. What a difference a day makes. After the draft and after a bunch of top-shelf performances from Luka, Bayless quickly backpedaled and forecasted that Doncic is going to be a top 7 scorer in league history. He now speaks of Luka as a natural scorer. So maybe the main takeaway here is that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Number 2. RASHAD PHILLIPS. Former basketball professional RASHAD PHILLIPS probably uttered the most controversial, some might say even disrespectful analysis of Doncic before the 2018 draft. Despite stating that he's a guy that has high IQ, great craft, can handle the ball, can play on-the-ball screens, can shoot a little, and get in the lane. When it comes to playing defense though, Phillips, who didn't play in the NBA throughout his entire career, predicted that Doncic would struggle because his feet are slower than rush hour traffic. He doesn't have it. He struggled with quick defenders, he doesn't have it. While analysts like KAIN and FRASCHILLA are both aware of the high level the game of basketball is played at in Europe, former point guard Phillips warns not to over-sensationalize European basketball. He didn't even believe that Doncic is a lottery pick. After the draft and after Luka started dazzling the league night after night with his talent and skills, Phillips could only tweet that Luka Doncic is a real one. He's a great kid, and I apologize to him for being wrong about him. Number 1. David Griffin. Compared to RASHAD PHILLIPS' almost arrogant statements, Pelicans Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations David Griffin offered a very thorough argument for Doncic on draft night that we're bringing to you in full length, because it's such an accurate and in-depth analysis. He's the EuroLeague MVP, Griffin said. There's no higher league outside the NBA than the EuroLeague, and he's the best player in that league on a championship-caliber team. That's a very, very rare thing. The NBA has never seen a player come into the league this accomplished from Europe, and he can do a little bit of everything. He's an incredibly versatile player in terms of his abilities, a la James Harden really. He's got a big midsection, he plays at his own pace. He's going to get into the center of the lane and make the pass over the top. Has really elite feel for that aspect of the game. But you're not going to rush him, you're not going to speed him up. And again, like all these kids we're talking about, he has a very long way to go on the defensive end, and his body has a long way to go. Griffin really seemed to have taken a close look at the young Slovenian, so his opinion hasn't changed much after Doncic left his first footprints in the NBA. One of the qualities the former assistant coach at Scottsdale Community College emphasized later on is that Luka is natively very good at making other people better. For Griffin, one of the reasons for that is Doncic's mindset, because winning is a frequency that kid is tuned to. He doesn't fear the moment, because he's used to, okay, this is what I do. And when you don't fear the moment, you can have greatness happen to you because you're willing to take chances. He's going to fail at the end of a lot of games, but he recognizes, okay, this is my time. While other analysts mainly focus on a player's skill set, Griffin understands the importance of the right mindset when it comes to being successful. It's something every player has to have as much as his technical skills, because in the end, it's what separates the good players from the ones that become legends. Of course, we couldn't really show you each and every opinion that has been uttered about Luka Doncic in this video, but we hope at least it gave you a representative impression on what the experts had to say about the Slovenian international before and after the 2018 draft. Given the way Luka's been performing in his first 2 years with the Mavericks, it's interesting to see how quite a few analysts were actually completely wrong about him before he entered the league. But maybe a young player from Europe is a bit more difficult to judge, because a lot of experts are mainly focusing on American College League basketball rather than looking at young talents from overseas. After seeing Luka's impact on the NBA, they will for sure do this in the future. Let's hear what you think about Luka's performances for the Mavericks. Do you think he's the superstar most experts see in him? Or do you think he's just another overrated kid that sooner or later can't handle the pressure and expectations? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more NBA content.